Dear family, hello everyone. First, I express my gratitude to the grace of heaven and the virtues of our teachers, to the benevolence of the great Emperor Myoji, to the compassion of the old hub and the hub, to our leaders, deputy leaders, and all the teachers for their dedicated guidance. This has enabled me to stand here today to share with you, creating a successful life. I ask everyone, do you prefer success or failure? I believe everyone's answer is the same. Everyone loves success. However, in reality, are there more successful people or fewer? Likely, there are fewer. Why is this? Everyone wants success, yet so few achieve it because people often have negative habits that hinder success. To succeed, you must grasp certain factors. What qualities do successful people have? The more qualities you master, the higher your chances of success. If you master fewer, success becomes harder. So today, I'm here to share how to create a successful life. The content includes our definition of success. There's big success and small success, and success comes in different types. Worldly success, as commonly understood, and success in life. The main focus today is the qualities of successful people, and I'll conclude with a summary. First, let's discuss the definitions of success. Success can be small. For example, if I successfully lose weight today, isn't that a success? If I manage to run 3 laps around the track, that's also a success. These are small successes. Then, there's big success. Success in academics, in being a good person, in your career, or in life. These are big successes. If we define success literally, it means achieving great deeds, realizing certain values, or obtaining expected results. In other words, you aim for a result, and you achieve it. That's success. But today, we'll define success more deeply, dividing it into 2 levels. The first is Cheng, achievement, which is self-realization or goal attainment, something you personally want to achieve. The second is Gong, merit, which refers to great accomplishments that contribute to society and serve as a model for others. This is a valuable and meaningful result that we call Gong. So, the success we're exploring today is big success, which includes this aspect of Gong. Alright, let's categorize success into 2 types. The first is worldly success, which we can call Fanai, mundane achievements. This includes fame, wealth, and power. 1. Fame. From childhood, we face countless exams, don't we? Exams come with rankings. If you do well, especially in college entrance exams, you might be called a top scholar, or the best in a subject. That's fame. But this fame is fleeting. Why? You may be the top scorer this time, but not the next. Nowadays, fame comes quickly. Take YouTube, a booming platform. It creates influencers overnight. One viral video can draw everyone's attention, making someone famous instantly with massive traffic. But one wrong word or a scandal can ruin them just as fast, leading to disgrace or rejection. Fame comes and goes quickly, especially in today's world. It's temporary and not lasting. 2. Wealth. Let me ask you, do you know Taiwan's richest person today? Maybe you do. But who was the richest 10 years ago? You might not know. Globally, everyone knows Elon Musk as the richest, but if his stock prices drop, he might lose that title. Or take Jensen Huang. His stock surges, and he could become the richest. A few months later, his wealth might shrink. Wealth is also temporary. There's an old saying, wealth doesn't last beyond 3 generations. Unless you contribute meaningfully or accumulate virtue, your wealth might be squandered by the 3rd generation. So, wealth isn't permanent either. 3. Power. Think of being an official or a president. Who holds the most power globally? The U.S. president. You might know the current president is Trump. The previous was Biden. But who was before Biden? Some might not recall. Maybe Obama. And before him? You probably don't know. At most, people remember 5 presidents. Then, the once powerful are forgotten. As the poet by Joy said, decades as an official with pen and sword, facing countless rights and wrongs. One family's comfort brings 1,000 families' complaints. A lifetime of fame breeds centuries of injustice. Being an official is stressful. If you do well, you benefit many. But if you err, like a judge making a wrong ruling, you could harm entire families. Those in power must be cautious and avoid mistakes. Fame, wealth, and power, as I've explained, are fleeting, lasting a few decades at most. Like passing clouds. People forget, and your achievements fade. These are short-lived. Now, I want to highlight another kind of success, life success, or sheni, sacred achievements, which is altruistic and about helping others. Let me give an example. Mother Teresa of India. She used her limited life to radiate light and warmth. Her most significant deed. She could have lived comfortably in a convent but chose not to. Instead, she went among the people, helping those in need, entering slums, aiding refugees, and even those with leprosy. In India, lepers were seen as cursed and contagious, often abandoned by families to fend for themselves on the streets. Seeing this, Mother Teresa felt compassion. She took these lepers in, cared for them until they recovered, and many joined her mission to help others. She founded numerous homes of charity to care for the poor, those with rare diseases, leprosy, or AIDS. Her famous saying was, "Love is seeing your responsibility in others' needs." She did whatever others needed. She won the Nobel Peace Prize, and in her selflessness, she requested that the funds for the award's lavish banquet be used to help the poor instead. She urged attendees to skip the banquet and donate the money to aid more people. Her selflessness was profound. When she passed dignitaries, including India's and Britain's royalty, attended her funeral. Mother Teresa was truly successful, and her homes of charity continue to operate, leaving a lasting impact. I must also mention another selfless individual, who gives without seeking reward, Grandma Chen Shu Chu from Taiwan. She's a vegetable vendor in Taiwan, who donates all her earnings to good causes, helping the poor or supporting organizations in need, without expecting anything in return. Initially, she sought no recognition, but a media outlet discovered her deeds and submitted her story, leading to her receiving an award. Only then did people learn about this remarkable woman quietly dedicating herself to society. Though her life isn't affluent, she's just a vegetable vendor. She donates all her earnings, showing incredible selflessness. Her story inspired many to buy from her and emulate her generosity. Hasn't Grandma Chen Shu's actions influenced countless people? This brings me to our Chongzheng Foundation. We also speak of sages, immortals, and Buddhas who save sentient beings, achieving divine status in heaven while leaving their names in the human world. Take the great Emperor Miaoji, for example. He was originally a doctor from Taiwan, who studied in Japan and later opened the A Medical College in Shanghai. He could have lived a lavish life, especially after inventing a method involving opium that could have made him wealthy. But upon encountering the Tao, the Way, he realized its value in helping others. While medicine heals the body, the Tao heals the mind with a far greater impact. When he learned that our revered master wished to spread the Tao in Taiwan, he vowed before the master to sacrifice everything for the Tao, even if it meant being crushed to pieces. The master, inspired by the rising sun in the east, set high expectations for him. Thus, the great Emperor Miaoji became the first to spread the Tao in Taiwan. His journey wasn't smooth. He faced 3 maritime perils: typhoons, pirates, and a broken compass that left him directionless. Spreading the Tao in Taiwan brought many challenges, but he never wavered, persisting until the Tao reached Taiwan. Because of him, we have this wonderful Tao to practice today. Every Qingming festival, we hold a grand ancestral ceremony at the Beiyang Holy Temple, where devotees prepare lavish dishes to honor the great Emperor Miaoji and our pioneering sages. Without them, we wouldn't have this comfortable path to practice the Tao. The great Emperor Miaoji carved out a legacy, influencing many, achieving divine status in heaven and leaving his name in the human world. These 3 figures, Mother Teresa, Grandma Chen Shu Chu, and the great Emperor Miaoji, represent life success, or sheni, sacred achievements. They didn't act for themselves, but for the sake of all beings. As mentioned earlier, worldly success, fanai, contrasts with life success, sheni. The key difference is that one is self-serving, while the other benefits all beings. Self-serving actions, those done for your job, career, or family, are fanai. In contrast, Sheni is altruistic, done for others, for the benefit of all beings, like fulfilling a mission or doing charity. Practicing and spreading the Tao for others' sake is Sheni. We often hear people wish each other, "May you achieve both sacred and mundane fulfillment." But what does fulfillment mean? In our Baiyang period, we emphasize the 3 thoughts and actions, hoping everyone achieves both sacred and mundane fulfillment. What are the 3 offerings? They are wealth offering, Dharma offering, and fearless offering, each with distinct benefits. Wealth offering can dispel calamities and resolve difficulties. Dharma offering involves speaking positive words and sharing virtuous knowledge, which also enhances our wisdom. Fearless offering can eliminate the roots of suffering and improve physical health. I often see elderly bodhisattvas in our temple who were once unwell, but became healthier through fearless offering, like helping in the kitchen, picking vegetables, or cooking. Through constant activity and a joyful mindset, their health improves. So, dear family, if you suffer from ailments, engage in more fearless offering. Why? It can make you healthier. Regarding sacred and mundane fulfillment, both must be pursued. Why? As the immortals and Buddhists say, without the mundane, the sacred cannot be nurtured. Without the sacred, the mundane cannot flow smoothly. To practice the Tao, we need mundane achievements as a foundation to sustain our sacred endeavors. Mundane achievements must be established, but don't focus solely on them and neglect the sacred. Why? Everyone comes into this world with a mission. If you don't fulfill it, your mundane efforts won't go smoothly. At some point, you'll face setbacks or tests. When your mundane affairs are thriving, don't forget to shift your focus to sacred endeavors. This ensures both your mundane success and family harmony. Sacred and mundane fulfillment means balancing both, nurturing the sacred with the mundane and ensuring the mundane flows with the sacred. This brings you closer to success. Let me share a story from Zhuangzi, which relates to success. In his carefree wandering, he writes, "In the northern sea, there is a fish called Kun. The Kun is so vast, it spans thousands of miles." Zhuangzi's tales often use exaggeration to convey meaning. He describes this enormous fish with boundless potential that transforms into a bird called Peng. The Peng's back spans thousands of miles, and when it flies, its wings are like clouds hanging from the sky. When it migrates to the southern sea, the heavenly lake, a beautiful destination, it stirs waters for 3,000 miles, flaps its wings, and soars 90,000 miles into the sky. But it waits for June, when a great wind rises. Though massive, the Peng needs this wind to reach such heights and distances. This story teaches us that success requires borrowing the June wind. What does the Peng do from January to May? It builds its strength, learning and growing, so it can soar when June arrives. Success doesn't come by chance. We must learn and work hard. Opportunities favor the prepared. If you're unprepared, Even a chance for success won't lead to victory. That's why I encourage everyone to attend classes, listen to keys to unlocking the mind, and learn talents. Why? So when the time comes to shine, we're ready to seize the opportunity and achieve success. This is about leveraging and building momentum. Now, let's dive into our main topic, the qualities of successful people. The more qualities we master, the higher our chances of success. First, to succeed, you need a belief, a clear goal, and self-confidence. Successful people have precise goals, believe they can achieve them, and trust that heaven has the best plan. They work tirelessly toward their goals with confidence, never underestimating themselves, and advance step by step. Let me share a real example. Roger, the first black governor of New York. At age 5, Roger was a mischievous child, always causing trouble beyond even his teacher's control. One day, a new principal arrived at his school. While Roger was playfully climbing a railing, he fell and was caught by the principal. Expecting a scolding, Roger was surprised when the principal held his hand, examined it, and said, "Your hands are delicate. You'll surely become a great writer. I also read palms, and I see you'll be a governor someday." Roger took these words to heart, believing them wholeheartedly. From then on, he transformed himself, thinking, "If I'm to be a governor, I need to act like one." He studied diligently, aligning his education with this goal. At age 51, Roger was elected governor of New York. He credited the principal's belief for shaping his life, but most crucially, his persistence and perseverance made his dream a reality. The first quality of a successful person is a clear goal, self-belief, confidence, and steadfast pursuit of that goal. This is the first trait of success. The second quality of a successful person is being proactive and disciplined, with strong execution. First, you must cultivate discipline. I read a report that encouraging children to do household chores from a young age teaches them to contribute and fulfill their duties. Harvard University conducted a study showing that people who enjoy doing chores have a 15:1 employment rate compared to those who don't, meaning those who do chores are 15 times more likely to be employed. Additionally, their salaries are 20% higher, and they tend to have happier marriages. This makes sense. People who do chores contribute to their families, leading to more fulfilling family lives. So, if you want your children to be disciplined and successful, start by teaching them to do chores. In Germany, the government even mandates that if a child hasn't learned to contribute to the family by age 6, you can take them to court. This essentially forces kids to do chores and contribute. Beyond chores, another key habit is teaching children to wake up early. Early rising allows kids to plan their day effectively. As the saying goes, the plan for the day lies in the morning. If children start their day early, they can organize their lives well, setting them up for a well-planned future. So, to foster discipline and execution in your kids, Encourage them to do chores and wake up early. Discipline aligns closely with the concept of self-awareness often discussed in our temple. Self-awareness means filling gaps and completing the circle, recognizing what a group needs and acting to fulfill it. Disciplined and self-aware people are more responsible, observant, and empathetic, understanding others' needs and acting accordingly. Doesn't this create a harmonious group? Such a group is more executable and progresses more easily. Individuals with these traits also exhibit leadership qualities. Speaking of leadership, I'd like to share about a favorite baseball player, Shohei Ohtani, whom many of you likely know. Ohtani is famous in Major League Baseball for his two-way playing style. From a young age, he was extremely strict with himself, creating a goal chart, a 3x3 grid with his main objective in the center. To achieve it, he listed surrounding tasks. For example, as a player, he believed luck or ball fortune was important. To cultivate luck, he wrote that he'd be polite to umpires and pick up trash at the ballpark. He bows to umpires, earning their respect. When a pitch is borderline, an umpire might lean slightly in Ohtani's favor, not intentionally, but it happens. By picking up trash, he ensures a clean environment for fans, pocketing litter until he finds a bin. If there's a god of baseball, wouldn't they favor someone so courteous and civic-minded? Ohtani's teammates and umpires admire him, and he's built a leadership presence. This year facing the Yankees, his team's cohesion was stronger, leading to a World Series victory. This is the second quality of a successful person. This is the second quality of a successful person. Alright, let's pause here for a break. We'll continue sharing other qualities of successful people later. Thank you, everyone. Let's take a rest. Thank you.